In 2025, the world is watching two nations, but behind the headlines is a silent war you need to understand. Here at Trend Tech Invest, we break down the global shifts that affect your wallet, your investments, and your future. And this one? It's not just about power, it's about who controls tomorrow. We're watching two visions for the future. The United States and China are locked in a high-stakes competition that touches every part of our lives, our tech, our jobs, our safety. This isn't just about superpowers flexing muscle. This is about who controls tomorrow. The US-China relationship has always been complex. Rivals? Yes. Partners? Sometimes. But lately, the tone has shifted. The Biden administration tightened the screws on semiconductors and AI. China hit back, restricting exports of rare earth minerals. Critical for EVs, wind turbines, and smartphones. It's tit for tat. On steroids. And it's rewriting the rules of global trade. And now, Donald Trump is back. More aggressive. More focused. He's calling for a blanket 60% tariff on Chinese goods. That's right, 60%. He wants to strip China of its favored trade status. He's pushing for what he calls, decouple and dominate. Supporters cheer. They see jobs returning home. Steel plants roaring back to life. But critics? They warn this could spark a full-blown trade war, one that hikes prices and guts supply chains. Is it a masterstroke? Or a minefield? Let's talk consequences. In the US, companies are moving out of China, but Vietnam, India, and Mexico can't match China's scale. That means higher costs, more delays, and rising prices for Americans. In China, it's a different story. The property market is collapsing. Youth unemployment is rising. Foreign investors are losing faith. Both sides are hurting. America feels it at the cash register. China feels it in lost momentum. And this isn't just a US-China issue. It's global. From Kenya to Kazakhstan, nations are choosing sides, or desperately trying not to. China is scaling back its Belt and Road loans. Developing nations are stuck mid-project. Europe? They're scrambling to build chip independence. Southeast Asia? It's the new battleground for factories and influence. The whole world is adjusting to a reality where the two largest economies are no longer on the same page. And now, the silent battlefield, technology. The US banned advanced AI chips from reaching China. China hit back, funneling money into its own tech giants, Huawei, SMIC, Baidu. Meanwhile, TikTok is under fire. The US is demanding a forced sale, or a total ban. Why? Because this war isn't just about code. It's about data, trust, and control. The world is splitting into two tech ecosystems, one American, one Chinese. Above all this, looms Taiwan. The red line. The powder keg. The US continues to arm Taiwan. China calls it provocation. Military drills are escalating. Both sides are posturing. One mistake. One miscommunication. And this cold conflict could turn very, very hot. And if war breaks out in the Taiwan Strait, the global economy could collapse overnight. We are witnessing the rise of a bipolar world. Two systems. Two ideologies. Two spheres of influence. America and its allies. China and its ambitions. Some call it decoupling. Others call it survival. But in a world this interconnected, disconnection always comes with a price. There's still time for diplomacy. Still time for cooperation. But time is running short. This silent war between the US and China isn't just about them. It's reshaping entire continents. And countries around the world? They're being forced to adapt, choose sides, or play both. 1. Southeast Asia, the new factory floor. As American and European companies pull out of China, Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia are rising as new manufacturing hubs. Factories once based in Shenzhen are now popping up in Ho Chi Minh City. But with opportunity comes pressure. These countries now face growing demands from the US to cut ties with Chinese suppliers, while still depending on Chinese infrastructure and capital. It's a dangerous balancing act. 2. Europe, strategic autonomy and tech decoupling. Europe is waking up. The Ukraine war was a shock. The China-US rivalry? A second one. Now, the EU is racing to reduce dependence on both giants. They're funding domestic chip manufacturing, restricting Chinese tech in 5G networks, and aligning more closely with US security interests, while trying to avoid becoming a pawn in the great power game. 3. Africa and Latin America, caught in the crossfire. In Africa, Chinese-funded roads and railways are slowing as Beijing cuts back on overseas spending. Debt pressure is building. Meanwhile, the US and its allies are pushing new investment alternatives, under programs like the Partnership for Global Infrastructure. In Latin America, both China and the US are racing to secure critical minerals, lithium, copper, cobalt. It's economic diplomacy, backed by strategic urgency. 4. Middle East, tech, energy, and surveillance exports. China is selling surveillance tech and AI systems to governments in the Middle East. The US, in response, is tying military and economic aid to anti-China commitments. Saudi Arabia and the UAE now face a choice: align with China's smart cities and 5G systems, or stay within Washington's security umbrella. Either way, neutrality is becoming harder to maintain. 5. The Global South, divided, but strategic. Nations like Brazil, India, Turkey, and South Africa, often called swing states in this new world order, are using their rivalry to gain leverage. They extract concessions, play one superpower off the other, and assert regional leadership. But behind the scenes, they're quietly preparing for a world that may split into two internets, two trade systems, and two power blocks. This isn't just a Cold War between two giants. So whether you're in New York, Jakarta, Berlin, or Nairobi, this is your story too. Because what happens between America and China changes everything. Here at Trend Tech Invest, we believe knowledge is leverage. The more you understand these shifts, the better you can prepare, financially, strategically, and globally. From chip prices to phone apps, from energy to education, what's happening between the US and China touches it all. So if you want to stay ahead of the next global wave, like this video, subscribe to Trend Tech Invest channel. Join the conversation and see you in the next video.